Hey, welcome Broken World Entertainment. And it looks like Patty Jenkins may be the problem when it comes to her movies not getting done. As we know, Wonder Woman 3, at least with Patty Jenkins, isn't moving forward. We know Rogue Squadron, the Star Wars story she was going to do, got cancelled. But there's a few others as well that she was meant to do and fell apart. Most notably, for The Dark World, she was originally supposed to do. So a new rumour has that Patty Jenkins' script for Rogue Squadron and the script for Wonder Woman 3 were just an absolute mess. So the Rogue Squadron one apparently fell apart because it's a mess. And this comes from, what's his name? Zack Snyder. Not like, what's he bleeding called? The director. But the dude who used to be on Collider. So there's an article with this one saying a new rumour claims that Patty Jenkins' Star Wars Rogue Squadron script was a mess. Jenkins was originally announced as director for Star Wars Rogue Squadron by Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy during Disney Investor Day 2020. And of course, we all remember the whole little video thing. And Kennedy concluded saying the legend of Rogue Squadron has been long beloved by Star Wars fans and will move into a future era of the galaxy. Rogue Squadron will be released in theaters Christmas 2023. At least that's what was going to happen until it got put into the shit can. So in June 2021, Jenkins shared an update on the project to the Associated Press explaining what was influencing the film. And she said, I think the Michael Stackpole books and video game and all of the Rogue Squadron books. Fair enough. I was just having a quick look over that again because that made no sense the way she said that. There is an incredible history and that it's really important to honour, and yet it must be brought to a new age because we have to tell a new story with it, i.e. we were going to make it for modern audiences. But then of course it got shit canned. Because apparently it was a total mess. And of course, this is now happening as well with none other than Wonder Woman. However, Jeff Snyder, not Zack Snyder, Jeff Snyder appeared on the John Roca's YouTube channel, Yippee, where he claims Jenkins' Rogue Squadron script was a mess. And here's what he says. I've heard some things about Patty Jenkins. I've heard she's a nightmare. And then he gets a little bitchy here. I'm sorry, I hate to be the guy who calls a woman a name. But I get it, oh my god. But listen, I've said that about countless male directors too. He then detailed, so I've heard everything she turned in with Wonder Woman 3 was like a mess. I heard the Star Wars thing was a mess. He finished the segment saying, I don't know what you want me to say, folks. That's what I've heard. So apparently she's a nightmare as well. Now, in regards to the Wonder Woman situation, she completely refused to take notes on the whole thing. Everyone thinks that it was Gunn and Safran that cancelled this, and it's not. So following her submission of the script for Wonder Woman, Jenkins is said to have been approached by current DC Studios heads Gunn and Safran, which didn't happen. We know that now. This is what one of the reports says, as well as Warner Brothers Pictures chairs and CEOs Michael DeLuca and Pamela Abdi, who in turn broke the news to the filmmaker, telling her the project as it stood did not fit in with the new but still unfolding plans. But it seems there was far more turmoil surrounding this move than the Hollywood Reporter's insiders claimed. Speaking to their own insiders, the Wrap discovered that the choice to pass on Wonder Woman 3 was made exclusively by DeLuca and Abdi after they found that the treatment didn't work, as they didn't think it was the right direction for the franchise. Rather than immediately scrap the project, the two executives instead asked Jenkins if she would be open to reworking the script into something more apt to their version for the IP's future. This rejection apparently did not sit well with the director, as she allegedly responded by letting DeLuca and Abdi know that they were wrong, that they didn't understand her, didn't understand the character, didn't understand character arcs, and didn't understand what Jenkins was trying to do. Jenkins is said to have dismissively closed out her initial email, responding by linking DeLuca to the Wikipedia article on character arcs. Despite the tension, the studio executives reportedly made sure to let Jenkins know that should she wish to write something more in line with the studio's new vision, they would be open to hearing any subsequent pitches she may come up with. However, the director allegedly responded by asserting that if they didn't want to move forward with the first treatment she had submitted, rather than entertain any other requests, she would simply leave the project. She stormed off because they went, "Here's a few notes, we need these bits changed. Can you change them?" And she lost her shit and went, no. She never even met with Safran and Gunn, and apparently she might have beef with them for some reason. But what an absolute joke. So her directing for The Dark World fell apart because apparently she butted head with Marvel Studios, and of course at that time it wasn't Feige, he wasn't in charge. So, you know, she was, "I want this," and they were like, "No," so she left. Rogue Squadron fell apart, and now we're hearing it's because the script was a mess and she refused to work on it. And now Wonder Woman 3, she refused to. This woman made one movie that people really liked, which was, of course, the first Wonder Woman, which made quite a lot of money. And all of a sudden she thinks she's like the bestest of the best. Like, that is crazy. And she's walking around here saying like, "I'm not changing anything. You all can change it." I mean, look, here's the reality. Wonder Woman made 822.8 million worldwide. 1984, the sequel, made 169.6 million worldwide. Now people will say COVID was rampant, everything was locked down, HBO Max. Yeah, you can factor those in to a certain degree, but when you see the drastic drop, not just to mention everybody from critics and fans hated Wonder Woman 1984, it's really looking that all her projects are falling apart because she is the problem. She seems to have this super ego where it's like, it's my way or the highway. And if you don't like it, as Frost would have said, don't watch it. Well, no one's watching it because no one's buying it. Wow. Anyway, with that, I'll leave it here for this one. Cheers. I'll catch you in the next one.